Alright, we've got some parts in today. Going to do a little work on the bike. Something other than paint work, which would be good. Got these 1-inch U-bends here, and also some 7/8 inch just straight section. And most motorcycle handlebars, the grips, the throttle controls, all that stuff are 7/8 of an inch. So I got this straight section, and we're going to take our existing bars, which we showed you before, but they're in pretty rough shape, and but they're good enough to get the general. You can see they're not even straight. This section over here was broken off and got welded back onto a plate that it should be bolted onto, so we got kind of a mess to clean up. But anyway, we're going to have the straight bar bent up by my friend James B. That builds race car chassis and roll cages and things like that. So he's got some pretty good equipment for doing bending, and he can bend the 1-inch stuff. So putting these two together, I was hoping to get away without doing a lot of cutting, because these are perfectly cut and line up really good. But it's 13 inches from here to here, and where I want to put this in the down tubes here, what we have to work with is about 11 or 12 inches. So we'll cut it and get it measured up, and then cut these tubes out, and then we'll get that tacked in place. We'll come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, well, got the gap cut out in the frame there. It's not really great. Got to come back and do some better fitting on that. But you get the general idea. And down here, the same thing here. Did a little bit better job getting the line on this one. So, well, maybe I didn't. But you get the idea. Come back and do some trimming on the. Didn't quite get enough angle on the lines there to get that to match up, but we'll get this fitting good and get it welded together. We're going to tack it for now, and then move on to getting the motor in there. Only issue with the motor is the placement of it. I need to get the rear wheel here so I can get the sprockets lined up, but hopefully we can at least make some progress, maybe get some things tacked in place, and then if we got to change it a little bit, we can cut it back out, but hopefully we won't have to do that. Alright, we took some length off one of these to shorten this down, and then we're just squaring it up there on the belt sander to get the gaps good. So that should fit in there pretty good. Alright, well, we got our relief piece made and put in there and tacked into place. And you know, our gaps are not really that great. But you know, I'm not really a fabricator. I'm a painter. So as you can see from all my paint videos. So I think it's in there pretty good. It might be just a tweak just a little bit. Some ways I look at it, it definitely looks like it's kind of in there that way. But you know, once we get the motor in, and this whole frame is kind of a little whacked anyway. So anyway, we'll put the motor in there and see how she fits up. All right, well, you can see it allows a little bit of room for that to sit up in there. It's actually touching right there, but I just got it sitting in there right now. Moved over to the center. Anyway, it's got, you know, probably a 1/4 of an inch of clearance on either side, and you know, allows it to sit up in there just a little bit, because the rear fender, you know, is going to come down here pretty close. So, and it's nowhere near where it needs to be on the original mounting plate. So we're going to have to make something and come off the frame rail back there with a plate for it to sit on. And so, yep, this worked, and it's what we needed. So now we can work on positioning this and start making a motor mount for it. All right, well, we got just got some safety wire and suspended it in place so we can figure out where we want to mount it and get our mounts under there. And one issue we've got to deal with is the exhaust right here is coming right down into that, so that's an issue. So we'll have to work around and figure that out. The other issue is the tank. I went ahead and this had like a flat bar that went across and mounted up into here with a T-bar between those two pipes. So I just cut that out. I figure we can, you know, run something from here, a round bar over to here, and tie it in there, make it look a little cleaner. But I need a gas tank, you know, to be able to do all that, and it's back ordered. And I also need the rear wheel because we didn't get stock wheels for this, and we need to figure out where the sprocket's going to line up with the engine sprocket's going to line up with the rear sprocket. So we got to get that lined up, and that's about where we are. So anyway, that's about all we can do now. So I guess we'll do some more paint work. We got a few more parts we can paint, and we'll wait a few days and get some more stuff in here.